My name is Derek Arts. I reside at 31 Brandon Avenue in Monroe Township, New Jersey. First off, I would like to thank everyone that sits on this current board for the job that you do. You take time away from your families, many, many hours. I sat in the Public Service Board myself, so I know what it's like. I would like to just ask a simple question to legal counsel over there. The first bullet point, abolish the existing position of Supervisor of Athletics, Health, PE, and co-curricular.
If you could ask your questions through the chair.
Through the chair, great. Instead of abolishing the position, could we modify that position? And at the same time, in modifying the position, modify the title of the position as well? Or does it need to be abolished? Is there a state requirement that says it needs to be abolished?
That has been the practice that has been used. I will defer to Mr. Gagliardi on that.
There's no state requirement that says the position needs to be abolished. It's not a matter of state issue. It's a matter of changing both the description of the job and the criteria for the job. So that's why it's set up the way it's set up.
Mm-hmm. So because of the situation that we're currently in, I read this last night for the first time. My impression is that someone will be losing their job. Without naming names, without talking about positions, someone is going to be losing their job because we're abolishing the existing position. That person that sits in that position currently, I couldn't do justice to Mr. Gordon Deal's representation, fine representation of the person that sits in that role right now, Mr. Dowling. I'm a father of 4 student athletes. 3 are in the high school varsity letter winners. 1 is graduating this year. She's a senior. And moving on to a D1, almost a full ride, okay? So let me say, I've lived my life around athletics. I've coached since I was 19. I continue to coach for this in this town in volunteer roles. I've come to know Mr. Dowling very, very well. And I will say that when there was a team that didn't have busing, I personally reached out to him. I explained the situation. I explained the need. And he responded because, as Mr. Gordon Deal said, he's a doer. He provided the busing for those teams to go down and compete that day. And all I asked for those teams was to come back and perform well and win. And they did that. They did that. And that was the payback and the thank you to Mr. Dowling for what he did. I think what's going on right now is it's a grave shame. It's an injustice. It's a disservice to Mr. Dowling, and it's a disservice to every member of this community right now.
Because
my 4 minutes is not up, actually.
This is
I have 2
Mr. Dowling is not on the agenda.
You're right,
it's a
correct.
job description.
You're right. So what's happening to abolish this existing position is a disservice to the members of this community. Okay? I understand what you're doing, and it's fine that you're moving the one portion out and under another role, but I think it's a disservice to abolish the position when there's no state requirement to do so. You know full well that you could modify the role, you could modify the title, you could work with the current personnel that's in the role. You know you could do that. The public out there, they don't even know this is going on, the majority of them. The ones that I've contacted today, they are shocked. Many couldn't be here tonight last minute. They had prior arrangements, but let me say it. If they knew, if everybody knew, they would be here in full force because they understand what's taking place today. There was a comment made by Mr. Fabiano, I believe his name was, about things that might come out of this. I have grave concerns. I'm a taxpayer in Monroe Township, and I have grave concerns. I see a lawsuit coming to Monroe Township, perhaps personally to some of the people that sit on this board right here. I'm going to appeal to the nobler senses of the people on this board that when you go to vote on this, that you vote with your conscience, with your heart, because this is not just a role. As much as you don't want to talk about personnel, there is a man that holds a position trying to support a family. He has done a fabulous job. The person in that role has done a fabulous job, okay? So I'm going to appeal to your nobler senses that when you go to vote on this, you do the right thing.
Thank you for your comments, so your time is up.
Thank you.